something to look forward to for sure. So, a big question here, monumental question. Who's going to go first?
I am, actually.
Pre-agreed?
We flipped a coin. He won the toss, so he got to choose.
Okay, well, welcome to Port Davis Pub. This is Phineas the Frog. Back here we have Buster the St. Bernard.
Now, what's the frog? Phineas, you said?
Phineas.
I love it.
Phinneas. And we're bringing, we hope to be bringing a little bit of Port Davis Pub into your living room. And so we're going to turn it over to the songwriters and let them do their thing. Scott Shawn White and Helene Cronin. Round of applause, please.
Thank you, David.
And y'all make sure and donate. This venue is literally a national treasure. We were just talking tonight about how when they moved to this location, Guy Clark was the first show here at the new location. That's how amazing this place is. This song will be on my record. Zane Williams sang harmonies on it. I borrowed my friend David Pennybaker's 180-year-old acoustic guitar to put on the song. And I added my granddaughter and my daughter on the front of the recording. I didn't originally write this song with my granddaughter in mind, but she was at a show a few months ago. And she was sitting there on the front of the stage watching me play this song. And I realized that my granddaughter and future grandkids are the exact people this song is for. In a city full of concrete, be the blade of grass sticking through the sidewalk. In a circus tent full of tight ropes, be the net. In a long week full of Mondays, be asleep in Sunday morning. In a casino full of penny slots, be $1 million long shot bet. And if you gotta be guilty of all the good things. If you wanna be rich in all the real ways. If you gotta be crazy like Jesus. If you wanna be famous, make sure you're famous for all the right reasons. In a summer full of 103, be a water fight out in the front yard. In a kitchen drawer full of scissors, be the tape. In an ocean full of hurricane, be the rock that holds the anchor. In a prison full of walls, be the key that opens the gate. And if you gotta be guilty of all the good things. If you wanna be rich in all the real ways. If you gotta be crazy like Jesus. If you wanna be famous, make sure you're famous for all the right reasons. There's a lot of things that you can be, but you won't end up something you're proud of accidentally. So if you gotta be guilty of all the good things. If you wanna be rich in all the real ways. If you gotta be crazy like Jesus. If you want to be famous, make sure you're famous for all the right reasons. If you want to be famous, make sure you're famous for all the right reasons. Thank you very much.
Well, my name is Helene Cronin, and I am happy to be here tonight with one of my very dear friends, Scott Sean White, and grateful to David, like I said earlier, for opening up his second home, or is this your first home? I don't know, to us to sing. 43 years this place has been open, and I think that was a March anniversary, wasn't it? So you're working on 44. I'm going to start with a song that is the title track from one of my EPs. I shed enough tears, let them fall like rain. You know you gotta have water to wash away pain. I've tried to hold on, but I'm all out of tears to cry. I've been fighting too long, and the wells run dry. But I found a river deep enough to drown all my sorrows, so I waded in and held them down. They were so heavy they pulled me under. Only one of us climbed out. They belong to the river now. I've done enough time trying to find a way to undo the hurt I've caused and make myself pay. I'm done spending my nights being tossed and turned. I'm gonna leave that life and let the bridge burn. 'Cause I found a river deep enough to drown all my sin, so I waded in and held them down. They were so heavy they pulled me under. Only one of us climbed out. They belong to the river now. So roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on. Troubled water, roll on. 'Cause I found a river deep enough to drown all my sorrows, all my sins. So I waded in and held them down. They were so heavy they pulled me under. Only one of us climbed out. They belong to the river now. They belong to the river now. To the river now. Thank y'all. Thank you, Carlos. I think he's back probably checking the feed. But
Boy,
man,
Carlos.
Carlos the Magnificent on sound.
Carlos the Magnificent. I think that's an official moniker, isn't it? I think so. Helene Cronin is one wicked songwriter, y'all. I'm so glad I get to share a room with her sometimes and make stuff up. I don't even know if I'm playing this right. This is on my album, or will be. It's called When I Go. I'll leave the smoke and take the high. I'll leave the whiskey and take the fire. I'll leave the stage and take the rush. I'll leave the fame and take the love. I'll leave the house and take the home. I'll leave this guitar and I'll take these songs. I'll leave the highway and take the freedom. I'll leave the church pew and take the Jesus. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's what I'll take. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's what I'll take with me when I go. I'll leave the bull and take the truth. I'll leave every grudge I ever held on to. I'll leave the times I fell flat on my face and take the guts it took to try in the first place. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's what I'll take. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's what I'll take with me when I go. I'll take the day we said I do, and all the tears I was looking at you through as you came walking down the aisle. The look in your eyes, and man, that smile. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's what I'll take. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's what I'll take with me when I go. With me when I go. Thank you very much. Another Texan, Ryan Beaver, sang harmonies on that song on the record. I'm having all Texans sing harmony on the record.
And I'm getting to hear sneak previews
You are.
all the time, and it's going to be so stellar.
She gets emails and texts. Hey, how's this mix sound?
I think that's close enough. Close enough for country. When I was growing up, I was a fearful person in a lot of ways. I was afraid of dogs. My brother had to chase them away when we were on his paper route, and I'd be throwing papers with him, and a dog would come. He'd have to come over and growl at it and make it go away, which I'm very grateful to him for. I'm not scared of him anymore, but I was scared of the dark, and my mom had to come in and pray with me a lot at night. But as I got older, I was scared of myself a little bit in my own heart. And this is a song about getting to know my heart a little bit better and about finally letting it show and finally getting comfortable in my own skin. So, story of me and overcoming fear. was the first to hurt it. Cut it open, lay it bare, burning rubber down to metal, as if I had a spare. I was wild and stupid, let other people use it and cover it with little cracks and scars. I don't know what made me so careless with a heart. Then I buried it with my secrets, like a crime I had died. I didn't want to feel it, ashamed that it was mine. I heard it whisper, but I wouldn't listen. I left it to the shadows in the dark. It was almost lost to me. How dare I be careless with a heart? Lacy veined, alive with fire and blood, beating strong through all the damage done, and always only made to love. Now for all the pain I've caused it, all the trouble that I've been, we're something like two strangers turning into friends. I've come to need it so I don't mistreat it. And if you ever lay yours in my arms, it's safe with me. I'll never be careless with a heart. Careless with a heart. Careless with a heart. Thank you. Thank y'all.
Your songs never get old.
Thank you. We sit beside each other on a lot of stages, and he has mine memorized. I've got a ton of his memorized, but it's always a pleasure to be up here and share the stage with you.
This song here will also be on my record. It was born on my porch in Poetry, Texas. Interesting side note, I had my hair cut today for the first time by somebody other than my friend Joe Gordon, because he retired. Joe Gordon has been cutting my hair since I was 17, so he's been cutting my hair for 35 years. And so this new guy cut my hair today for the first time. And we were talking, he asked me what I do, and I said, I'm a songwriter and a musician. And I told him where I live, and he's like, oh man, I told him about the back porch in my house. And he's like, man, I bet you that inspires some stuff. I said, yeah. I said, I don't know how many times on stage I say this song was born on my back porch in Poetry, Texas. But I say it a lot. And we've only lived there for 4 years, but it's been a bunch of songs born on that porch. This is one of them, and this day I wasn't even trying to write a song. Banging on the guitar, I guess, and this line popped in my head, said they got married by Elvis in a drive-through chapel in Vegas. And looking back, I think maybe the singer, one of the singers, girl singers in the band, Professor D back then, she had just gone to Vegas and got married But it wasn't by Elvis in a drive-through chapel. But she had just gone to Vegas and had some crazy wedding like that. And so maybe that was in my subconscious or something. I don't know. So that pops in my head, and it happens with songwriters. You know, you have a first line pop in your head sometimes, and you just go, I wonder what that's about. And so you just start running down the road. And the other interesting thing, because most of you have heard the regular story about this song many times, so I'll tell you a little something different. When I took what I had of the verse into my friend Jared Hard, I didn't know that the title of the song was Crazy Till It Works yet. I said, man, I just got this verse about this cool couple, and you know, I don't know what the hook is yet. And it was probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes into the session that I was like, oh, and I hadn't jotted this down. I said, I remember something about crazy's only crazy till it works. Maybe that's our title. And he's like, yeah, I love that. And so at the end of the day, hopefully it sounds like we started with this hook, crazy's only crazy till it works, and then worked backwards from there. But we did not. And that's always kind of cool about songwriting, how that works out that way, you know? Got married by Elvis in a drive-through chapel in Vegas. They knew it was crazy, thought, hell, what if we make it? How cool would it be to tell the children and the grandchildren it was 1,000,000 to 1 shot and we were the 1 in 1,000,000? She sold waffles and eggs, hot coffee and smiles at the diner. He sold Subarus and Hondas and one-liners. He was a loser, but thank God she was a finder. He was a misser all day. She was a love him all night. Dreams will still be dreams after you wake up. And fights are only fights until you make up. Brave is only brave if there's a chance he's gonna hurt. And crazy's only crazy till it works. He gave $2,500 to a roughneck in Laredo for a flat-nosed fixer-upper Winnebago. They sold everything except his Martin and her daddy's mandolin. He said, trust me, baby, whatever comes, we can handle it. And dreams can still be dreams after you wake up. And fights are only fights until you make up. Brave is only brave if there's a chance he's gonna hurt. And crazy's only crazy till it works. Yeah, crazy's only crazy till 50 years go by and you look back and realize that all along this wild, wild ride, all the wrong turns turned out right. And dreams can still be dreams after you wake up. And fights are only fights until you make up. Brave is only brave if there's a chance it's gonna hurt. And crazy's only crazy till it works. Yeah, crazy's only crazy till it works. They got married by Elvis in a drive-through chapel in Vegas. They knew it was crazy. Thank you very much.
That's my friend Scott Sean White, y'all.
That's my friend.
So, David, some of people that the donation button is scrolling across your screen, that gets
Yes.
split by everybody here tonight. Some goes to our sound guy, and and to Poor David's for all the work that they do in video. We've got expenses involved in tonight, and then some of it's going to come to us. So feel free to hit those. We hate asking for money, but feel free to hit those tip jars, if you want to call it that. And
You know, with coronavirus, I ain't scared to ask people for money.
you're not? Okay. I still don't. I don't love it.
I mean, we have lost all of our
Yes.
gigs, and all clubs have lost all their shows.
Yep.
So,
And we know a lot of venues that are closing for good here in Texas as well as Nashville, and it's a sad situation. So we aren't going to harp on you, but we are going to keep reminding you to feel free to donate to the cause.
we very much appreciate it.
We do. David was back there waiting for us to say no. I'm just kidding. It's pretty amazing to run a venue for 43 years. I'll
Boy.
just say that. Longer than some of us have been alive.
Amen. Amen.
Well, you did kind of a traveling song. I'm going to do a traveling song. Except I can't stand that. Sorry.
That's okay. We tune because we care.
It's always the B string. All right. This is called Riding the Gray Line. It's 13 hours to Waco. There's a seat beside the window. I buckle up and settle back. Watch the faces in the glass. Just across the center row is a family fresh from Mexico. The mother sings a Spanish song. I wonder, is this where any of us belong? The driver's eyes are flashing in the rear view like a watchman on the wall. I bet those eyes have seen it all. The washed out vagrants catching sleep, the honeymooners traveling cheap, the runaways someone's trying to find. Old ghosts floating in between the future and what used to be, the hopeless and the hopeful side by side, riding the gray line. The air is stale through dusty vents, smells like sweat and hobo breath. These nameless towns are deaf and blind to this triple axle humming by. The tires sigh, another stop. A couple drifters stumble off, and we all watch the open door to see who joins our lonesome tour. We're all here for different reasons, but we're keeping our cards close. We're all together on our own. The washed out vagrants catching sleep, the honeymooners traveling cheap, the runaways someone's trying to find. Old ghosts floating in between the future and what used to be, the hopeless and the hopeful side by side, riding the gray line, riding the gray line. And I might make it all the way to Waco and get him off my mind, if I can leave his memory with the ghosts that haunt this isle, riding the gray line, riding their gray line. Thank y'all. I wrote that with my friend Davis Corley up in Nashville. That was our first song together.
That's how you write a song.
Thank
Come
you.
on. I love that song. Thank you. This song here I wrote back in December with my friend Adam Wheeler and Kyle Coolahan. And we were talking that day. I was kind of in the process of figuring out that my brother Daniel, his dementia was bad enough that he may need to move into a nursing home pretty soon. And he is in a nursing home now. But this was December, and that came up in conversation at the beginning of the session, you know. Hey, what's going on in life? And I was talking about that. And then Adam brought up that his stepdad was in the late stages of Alzheimer's at that point. He passed away in January, shortly after we wrote this song. But Adam had this idea, this title called Are You There? And his stepdad had an old picture of himself on the nightstand next to his bed, and that kind of kick-started everything. And so this was a very good songwriting day, but it was a day where probably the only job where you can sit in a room and cry all day, and then later call it a good day. But it was a very good day. Well, your eyes are open and the TV's on, but you ain't here, 'cause this ain't home. I get it. There's a picture of you on your nightstand, all young and tan, like the Marlboro Man, just grinning. Sunday afternoon, room 22, I'm right here. Where are you? Are you there, hanging out of a chopper in the air over Vietnam? Are you there, in that little church sliding a diamond on her hand? Are you turning a wrench on your Chevrolet, dropping a line in the Poncha train? Some days it's hard to find you, man, I swear. Are you there? If I'm bothering you, I can leave, but I've come to treasure days like these while we got 'em. I know you know who I am. If you don't today, I understand, no problem. Sometimes I just wish I knew where you go when you leave this room. Are you there, hanging out of a chopper in the air over Vietnam? Are you there, in that little church sliding a diamond on her hand? Are you turning a wrench on your Chevrolet, dropping a line in the Poncha train? Some days it's hard to find you, man, I swear. Are you there? Your mind's got a million places it could go. Are you there, teaching me how to shoot a rifle by the barn? Are you there, jumping up and down the day I hit my first home run? Are you turning a wrench on your Chevrolet, dropping a line in the Poncha train? Some days it's hard find you, man, I swear. Are you there? Thank you very much.
Oh, man, that's a hard one to follow. Hey, if we have any comments coming through on that Facebook Live that we need to know about, please share them with us.
I was going to say, welcome to my world.
What?
Tons of clapping emojis.
Oh, good.
3 loves, 4 hearts, 6 thumbs up, and a hello.
Wave back at them for us. Wave.
That's awesome. You know we need validation up here, right?
That is true about us our poor songwriters. We are pitiful. Like, we need every ounce of encouragement we can get.
Yes.
Bless our hearts.
And having some of our friends and guests in the audience tonight is very special.
It is.
Because we know some of y'all drove a long way to get here. Well, I'm going to write a song. Right here in front of you, I'm going to write a song. I'm going to play a song that came about because I was reading an article about a red dirt artist named Brandon Jenkins who had passed away a couple of years ago. And the article was describing him with his big beard and bald head and tattooed, very tattooed. And, you know, he looked burly and fierce, but that he was a very kind soul. And the article said, and I quote, "He did not have a mean bone in his body." And I've heard that a million times. But it was really literally like the words mean bone jumped off the paper at me. And I went, what if somebody did have a mean bone? So I started playing this little thing, and my daughter heard me. She was living at home at the time, and she came downstairs and she said, "What is that?" And she gave me a suggestion for one line, a picture that she changed a little bit. And I said, "Why don't you sit down and write it with me?" So she did. She's actually a fiction writer, so she understands storytelling, and she really brought it that day, and we wrote this together, Alexandra Cronin and I. Mean bone. He passed it down to each of his sons, so my daddy and my uncles all got one. Can't bury it beneath the graveyard stone. No, no. Daddy carried it with him under his skin, like a thorn in his side, digging in. And there was hell to pay when it rattled his soul. A mean bone. Chest and remove a rib. He could have done that for my daddy, but he never did. Daddy changed his name, left his home, tried to leave behind all the pain he'd known, but he never could get away from his own mean bone. Now I've seen it in my brother's eyes. In my heated blood, I felt it rise.
I did if you wouldn't have stopped.
But I pray my daughters never know it's embedded in genetic code. Family got a mean bone. Open Adam's chest and remove a rib. He could have done that for my daddy, but he never did. Daddy changed his name, left his home, tried to leave behind all the pain he'd known, but he never could get away from his own mean bone. You can try to shake it, try to hide it, but in the end you got to fight it. You got to find the strength to break it, and maybe that's why God didn't take it. 'Cause if he could open Adam's chest and remove a rib, he could have done that for my daddy, but he never did. Yeah, you can change your name, leave your home, and all the pain you've ever known, but no matter where you go, you still gotta take your own. Oh, it's gonna hurt. You better break your Everybody got a mean bone.
I always have stank face that whole
Thank-
song because it's so funky.
Well, I can't believe I forgot the words in the middle, especially the line about my daughters, considering one of them wrote it with me. But I have new songs, and a couple of new songs, and I'm like so nervous I'm going to forget the words on those. I didn't even think about that one.
Speaking of new songs, I'm going to play one right now.
What you got?
I wrote this with a guy named Tony Lane. Can I have a little less guitar? Sorry, sir. We finished the song. Thank you. The day I was driving back home to Texas to spend the weekend celebrating my 30th anniversary with my bride. So I thought it was perfect timing. It's called The Best Thing. The intro is not usually this long. You're the slowest drive I ever drove. First time I ever took you back home. Most beautiful voice I ever heard. Singing along with my radio. You're the loudest my heart ever beat. The most lovesick fool I would ever be. The fastest I ever felt that deep. The longest night I couldn't sleep. The best heart that I never broke. The best I love you I ever spoke. When we were both give up, man, the best goodbye I never said. The bluest eyes I ever seen. The smile that damn near buckled my knees. The best walk in the pouring rain. You're the best thing about everything. You're the hardest that I ever laughed. The closest dance I ever danced. The sweetest hand ever held my hand. The softest place I could ever land. The best heart that I never broke. The best I love you I ever spoke. When we were both give up, man, the best goodbye I never said. The bluest eyes I ever seen. Smile that damn near buckled my knees. The best walk in the pouring rain. You're the best thing about everything. The easiest question I ever asked. You're the best tears I couldn't hold back. The best heart that I never broke. The best I love you I ever spoke. When we were both give up, man, the best goodbye I never said. Bluest eyes I ever seen. Smile that damn near buckled my knees. The best walk in the pouring rain. You're the best thing. You're the best thing about everything. The best thing about everything. Thank you very much.
You ought to tell him what a full circle moment it was to write with Tony Lane.
It was. Tony Lane I got his album. I just lost my first publishing deal in 2008 because they went out of business. I like to think I put them out of business. That's what I like to say. And a buddy of mine that was at the same publishing company, he said, "Hey man, Tony Lane's playing tonight at the Commodore." And I said, "I can do that before," because it was the night I was going to head back to Texas for gigs. And I said, "Yeah, I'll stop by there." So I get Tony Lane's CD, and Tony Lane wrote "I Need You" for Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. He wrote "Letters from Home" for John Michael Montgomery. A whole bunch of other. He wrote "Run" for George Strait.
Little Past Little Rock.
Yeah, I mean, just a, you know. And so anyway, I'd heard of him, but until that night, I hadn't seen him in person. And I bought that CD, and I listened to that CD literally all the way back. Whoops!
Sorry.
Just ripped the whole cable out there. Go ahead and mute that guitar there, real quick. It came out. But I listened to it all 10 hours on the way back to Dallas. And that CD just changed the way I write. I mean, literally, like, he might as well have been Chris Christopherson or Bob Dylan to me or something, like, or Guy Clark. Like, he changed the way I write. And that was in 2008. And so I've been telling everybody since 2008 for 12 years, hey, man, that's my favorite songwriter on the planet. And telling the story I just told you about, he changed the way I write. And he saw me play a solo show in Nashville in October. He was there because him and Mo Pitney were swapping songs right after me. And he said, "Hey, man, we need to write." That was pretty freaking cool.
That's what you put all the years and the miles in for right there.
So we started that song in January, and then COVID hit, and we weren't able to get back together until a few weeks ago. But to hear him singing the work tape in my car driving back to Texas, I might have cried a little bit. I'll just tell you straight up. It was pretty cool.
I bet you.
Don't tell Tony I said any of this.
Well, I'm going to play a brand new song on my brand new
Come on.
used baritone guitar. Like I said, I'm a little nervous about some of these new ones because I don't have the lyrics locked in yet. So y'all just bear with me. But this is a brand new one that I wrote with my friend Nicole Lewis. We just finished it maybe 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. To say that it might be inspired by Tony Lane would not be a lie. I was telling Nicole about my husband and kind of man that he is. So he is all over these verses. He tells me I'm pretty when I don't feel pretty, when I don't see what he sees. He says in a crowd when we're out at a party, he's proud to be next to me. Then he takes me back home and he lies down beside me and loves me like only he can. Lets me know I'm safe in his hands. Ain't that just like a man? He's cowboy honest, stubborn as a promise. He's a 5 o'clock shadow, he's leather and flannel. He makes me glad I'm the woman I am. Ain't that just like a man? You don't always know what to say when I'm crying, but he lets me cry on his chest. And most of the time can't fix my worries and problems, but he ain't afraid of my mess. He shoulders my burdens, comforts my hurt, even when he carries the weight when I can't. Ain't that just like a man? He's cowboy honest, stubborn as a promise. He's a 5 o'clock shadow, he's leather and flannel. He makes me glad I'm the woman I am. Ain't that just like a man? To make me glad I'm the woman I am. Ain't that just like a man? Thank y'all.
You should do this for a living.
Oh man,
You should at least think about it. Try
I'm
it.
trying to do it for a living.
Come on. Oh, the song's so good. Pisses me off. I'm going to go ahead and play another one, new one too. This was written actually over the coronavirus break. It was Ryan Larkins and Terry Joe Box and me. And Ryan had this idea, and it's definitely born out of this coronavirus situation and the state of our country and our world at this weird time. Because, man, people just look at the same exact thing and see completely opposite things. It's like, it's weird that, remember the dress thing that went all over the internet a couple years ago where it looked brown and white to somebody and blue and gold to somebody else, right? And literally, I mean, my wife and I saw it opposite. And we're looking at each other like, you've lost your mind. That is obviously brown and white or whatever it was, you know. And go figure that would come out. And now the whole world seems to see everything like that. I ain't gonna lie, this is a hard song to write. It took us a few days getting together on Zoom or over the phone. Ryan and Terry Joe in Nashville and me in poetry. But I'm glad we fought with it and struggled with it. It's not going to be hit on the radio, I don't think. But I'm proud of it. It's called Same Street. Past two little girls drawing hearts in chalk, an old man relearning how to walk, a mailbox flying, it's a boy balloons, a woman cussing puddles in high-heeled shoes. Some see cracks where the concrete broke, some see a chance for a flower to grow, a sky half full of clouds or half full of sun. It all depends on where you're coming from. Same world, different lives. Same view, different eyes. I looked around today and I thought, same street, different sidewalk. There's a can collector quoting Bible verses. A dog walker walking a 3-dog circus. A pinstripe suit man yelling at his phone. A couple holding hands in ice cream cones. Some are taking their time Sunday strolling. Some are in a hurry to get where they're going. Is it a good day or is it bad? All depends on who you ask. Same world, different lives. Same view, different eyes. I looked around today and I thought, same street, different sidewalk. Some see the hardest hill they've ever climbed, and some are coasting on a downhill slide. Some see beautiful, some just see a street. Some never see nothing but their feet on concrete. Same world, different lives. Same view, different eyes. I looked around today and I thought, same street, different sidewalk. Same street, different sidewalk. Thank you very much. I didn't mess that up too bad. I just had some pauses for dramatic effect.
Makes me feel better.
Which
for
were also,
Mean Bone.
remember the lyric pauses, but we'll go with the good reason.
Yep. It happens, man. There's a lot that can go wrong. So I just want to say hi to anybody watching on Facebook tonight. We are glad to have you with us.
Yes, thank you.
Whether you tune in and out or come and go, we're just glad that you spend a few minutes with us listening to this stuff that we make up. What? Oh, good. Tell her hi. Anyway, a lot of you have supported us all through this COVID thing on Facebook as we go on and do our individual shows. And we did one together last month. That was fun. But just showing up for us the way you do, especially some of you that are in this room, the very few that are in this room. We're very grateful to each one of you. We actually have a couple of songwriters in the room, too, songwriting friends. We appreciate you being here, too. I'm going to do a song that Scott and I wrote together. And it is on my new full-length record that I released in October. It's almost a year old now.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's kind of flown by as well as dragged by. But anyway, this is called Humankind, and you can find it on Old Ghosts and Lost Causes. He's an old man, a hard man, can't hold on to nothing, not his razor, not his temper, not his tongue. She's a young nurse, a sweet girl, comes in every morning, makes his bed, shaves his face, cleans him up. She's been there 3 years now, ain't seen one of his kids ever come around. So she drives in on her Sundays off to play a game of gin and take him for a walk. And for a little while he forgets to be mad. He remembers how to tell a joke and make a pretty girl laugh. The hurt goes away and the lonely fades with just a smile and the gift of a little time. Nothing eases human pain like human kind. She's the new kid in a new town for the third time in 2 years. And high school can be cruel when you're different. And he can tell when she walks in she's a trust nobody who could use a friend. He takes the seat beside her no one wants to take. And in the lunchroom, well, that's a pretty big thing. And for a little while, she forgets to be scared. She remembers for a minute what it's like to fit in somewhere. The hurt goes away and the lonely fades with just a smile and the gift of a little time. Well, nothing eases human pain like human kind. And it don't take much to help someone, to save someone. Cause for a little while we forget to give up. We remember what it's like when someone walks this road with us. The hurt goes away and the lonely fades with just a smile and the gift of a little time. Oh, nothing eases human pain like human kind. Humankind. Thank you, Scott, for writing that idea with me.
I was about to say,
One of my
thank you
favorites.
for writing that with me. Oh my goodness. That'll be on my record too.
Yeah.
We got 2 cuts out of that song already.
Yes. Me and you.
Oh man.
Maybe someday somebody famous.
Right. This song here is going to be the title track on my record, and we just finished mixing it. I think we just finished mixing it today, as a matter of fact. And this song, if I had ever, over the years, if I ever thought about making a record, this was always going to be the title track. This is my story. All the songs on the record, as I chose songs for it, are all songs that mean something to me, or they say something that I want to put out into the world. They make me feel something deep down inside. But this one does all that, and it is completely true. My real dad beat my mom almost to death while she was pregnant with me. And she left him, then married a guy named Ernie, who was my stepdad, who ended up in this song as dad. And he put hands on my mom. She just couldn't seem to pick a guy that didn't do that. And she stayed with him, though, until I was 13 years old, through a bunch of craziness and violence. One fight involved some gunfire, true story. And so this is my childhood in Kerrville, Texas. And I often say it's probably why I write country songs. My daddy hit my mama on more than one occasion, but he also saved my ass a time or two. To this day I ain't quite sure if I love him or hate him. Through these tinted windows it's hard to see the truth of all the things he said to me. What he never said hurt worse, but not everything he said led me the wrong way. Like the time I heard that boy at school call my friend the N-word When I asked my daddy what that meant, he slammed on his brakes, pulled right over, said, son, you hear me good now? Don't you ever let that word come out your mouth. Some people run with the devil and walk with Jesus. At their best, they are your heroes, and at their worst, they are your demons. I guess in the end, you have to call it even. My mama hit the bottle till the bottle hit her back. That was the only fight she ever lost. Man, I wish you could have known her back before all that. You'd have seen the southern angel who carried my cross. She was the only thing between me and hell. And all the while she was drowning herself. Some people run with the devil and walk with Jesus. At their best, they are your heroes, and at their worst, they are your demons. I guess in the end, you have to call it even. I know I ain't my mama, and I damn sure ain't my daddy. But then again, maybe there's something in my voice, something in my choices, something in my walk, my talk, my way. I just don't know, but God, I hope not. And God, I hope so. 'Cause at their best, they were my heroes, and at their worst, they are my demons. I guess in the end, I have to call it even. And call it even. My daddy hit my mama on more than one occasion, but he also saved my ass a time or two. Thank you very much. Yes.
Would we like to take maybe a 5-minute break and then come back for another 30 minutes? Or
I think we
keep rolling.
can probably just keep rolling.
just roll on?
Yeah.
Just roll on.
We don't want to lose.
We're rolling on! Yeah!
Sounds good to me. What you gonna play? Oh, come on.
I might try something new that I totally have the words jumbled in my head. You'll understand why in a
You
minute.
got this.
I had this idea for a song, actually for a bar called the Low Bar. I just want to know, why is there not a bar in America called the Low Bar? I think there should be. There should be one in every city. So anyway, I took this idea into my friends Davis Corley, who I wrote Ghost and Gray Line and Make the Devil with him. and then another guy named Mark Addison Chandler, and I said, this is my idea. This Low Bar is actually a place. So we made it up. Those slow start old cars all gonna start piling up around 6. When the bros and blowhards, every broke heart comes in here to sit. Watching highlight shows in the neon glow. Yeah, go ahead, Joe, and set 'em up for the local crowd, the lost and found, who all drop by to belly up. At the Low Bar, Lone Star is always 2 for $3. No gold cards, cold hard, cash is still the king. When that jukebox sings, this dive joint seems like a scene from a truck stop postcard. If I could be anywhere, I'd rather be right where all my kind of folks are, down at the Low Bar. Bob and Omar always throw darts from 10 till 2, while the stool top pool sharks keep a watch for someone new to fool. We're overworked and overserved, but ain't no one complaining. We're satisfied with simple lives, and that's about where we're aiming. At the Low Bar, Lone Star is always 2 for $3. No gold cards, cold hard, cash is still the king. When that jukebox sings, this dive joint seems like a scene from a truck stop postcard. If I could be anywhere, I'd rather be right where all my kind of folks are, down at the Low Bar. At the Low Bar, take a left off Easy Street. At the Low Bar, or I'll save you a seat. Down at the Low Bar, Lone Star is always 2 for $3. No gold cards, cold hard, cash is still the king. When that jukebox sings, this dive joint seems like a scene from a truck stop postcard. If I could be anywhere, I'd rather be right where all my kind of folks are, down at the Low Bar. Down at the Low Bar. Down at the Low Bar. Meet me at the Low Bar.
That's a hit. That's a hit and a great song.
Oh, thank you. That
Didn't
was
you
a
tell
fun
me, and it didn't surprise me, but for the non-songwriters out there, this happens. Didn't you tell me that you guys, or some of you, or all of you, made a whole list of all the low bar,
We
two
did.
syllable
Cold hard.
rhymes?
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, you got them all through there. I love the no gold card, cold hard.
Cash. Yeah. Well,
I mean,
we had a lot of fun. I think it was Mark who came up with that. Well, I know it was Mark. He said, "That Low Bar." He said, maybe we do that over and over, but then the balance was doing it over and over, but then not wearing it out. So it was a lot of fun to write and get. And the line that killed me was when Davis said, "Bob and Omar always throw darts." I was like, oh, golly.
yep.
So I laugh at that line.
Two-syllable rhymes, I know this is going to sound silly, but for all the songwriters out there, two-syllable rhymes seem to help you write better songs. Sometimes, you know. I mean, not always, but like Crazy Till It Works, those verses are all two-syllable rhymes. And it just started with, they got married by Elvis in a drive-through chapel in Vegas. And then knew it was crazy, but thought, what the hell, if we make it, or whatever that line is. I forget if I'm not singing, but and then I was like, that just kind of set the tone for, okay, we're gonna have two-syllable rhymes this whole verse, and it just makes you look for cooler stuff. So I'm gonna sing another song about bars, or a bar that I wrote with her, and
I am the bar expert.
the bar expert. You wouldn't guess it by looking at her, right? But no, we wrote this with AJ Cross and a guy named Baker Grissom. It was a fun day, and she had this idea called throwing things in bars. It was born. Speaking of, I'm sure that, first of all, I'm sure there is a bar called Low Bar, because there is a bar called Losers, which is right next to a bar called Winners in Nashville. And we were at Winners playing the Freak Show, and I'm wearing the Freak Show t-shirt. I know you probably can't see it from those cameras out there, but we were playing the Freak Show one night, and I threw a French fry across the room at Helene, who was sitting with Ryan Larkins. And she threw one back at me and told Ryan, "Don't mind us, we're just throwing things in bars."
And then I wrote it in my hook book.
Then a few months later, she brought it into this writing session. And we discovered all the things that you can throw in bars that we had never really thought about until she brought it up. Long hours, long days, long week, short pay. I know a place that'll make it okay. Stiff drink, cold beer, no worries, and here is where we go to throw 'em all away. We got singer and bummer throwing cheap big lighters, good white liars throwing bad one-liners, pissed off people throwing pissed off punches, locals throwing extra at the pickle jar, cowboys throwing in a jukebox quarter, drunk girls throwing back shots they didn't order. If you want to throw down or just throw something, you know where we are. We're right here throwing things in bars. Come catch a buzz down here with us. If you're catching hell, toss it in a well of whiskey and get tipsy with singer and bummers throwing cheap big lighters, good white liars throwing bad one-liners, pissed off people throwing pissed off punches, locals throwing extra in the pickle jar, cowboys throwing in a jukebox quarter, drunk girls throwing back shots they didn't order. If you want to throw down, just throw something, you know where we are. We're right here throwing things in bars. Throwing things in bars. We got rowdy rednecks throwing paint on the town, pissed off bouncers throwing out, the pissed off people throwing pissed off punches, locals throwing extra in the pickle jar, cowboys throwing in a jukebox quarter, lightweights throwing up over in the corner. If you want to throw down, just throw something, you know where we are. We're right here, we're right here, throwing things in bars. Throwing things in bars.
Oh, man.
Queen of the bar songs, right there,
right
ladies
here.
and gentlemen.
I have lots of material. So how many more each, you think? What? One, two?
Probably two more each, yeah.
Okay.
I would guess. 3 if you double time it.
Should I go fast? I was debating what to play, but I think I'm going to do another song that is not really COVID inspired, but it relates to these days that we are in, where we I think feel a little bit lost and a little bit like we're holed up in the dark, not sure what's going on. This is a song that I wrote with my friend Susan Cattaneo. I met her at Southwest Regional Folk Alliance, and at Kerrville we were both finalists together. Anyway, she had this idea about wanting to write a song about diamond days and what it takes to make a diamond, that they form under great pressure and over great time, and they're not made easily. So this was her idea. None of us start out looking like a jewel. We're all rough around the edges, unfinished, a little jagged too. We're not ready for the rings, not cut out for crowns. buried treasure waiting to be found. But it takes patience and pressure and feeling lost in the dark. In the hard work and the hard times, we find out who we are. Something beautiful is taking shape. We can't hurry through these making a diamond days. In the moment, the slow passing of long and lonely nights, we don't notice all the changes the hammer, the chisel, the struggle bring to life. But somewhere underneath the weight of earth and time, the stone that is a heart begins to shine. But it takes patience and pressure and feeling lost in the dark. In the hard work and the hard times, we find out who we are. Something beautiful is taking shape. We can't hurry through these making a diamond days. Y'all get to sing with me here. We're all meant to catch the light. Try that with me. We're all meant to catch the light. One more. We're all meant to catch the light. Catch the light. But it takes patience and pressure and feeling lost in the dark. In the hard work and the hard times, we find out who we are. Something beautiful taking shape. We can't hurry through these making a diamond days. Making a diamond days.
Come on.
Thank y'all.
I love that song.
Thank you.
It's what I call a wisdom song.
Yep, a lot of life in that one. Actually, we originally wrote it and we didn't have all the hard stuff in it. She said, wait a minute, I want to get all the thing. It's hard to become something beautiful. It's not easy. Life's not easy, and what's going on during all those hard times. So we rewrote it.
It's one of the things that people that aren't songwriters don't realize is we often run down a road for a while. Like we'll write a whole verse and a chorus or something, or even more. We might write the whole song and then get back to go and go, hey man, that doesn't work. What do you mean it doesn't work? I mean, we need to start over because it doesn't work.
And that's when we start cussing at each other. Damn it.
But that's okay. On this song, we didn't start running down a road and realize that it didn't work. We just took our time. It took a while. It took 4 or 5 writing sessions to write this. It was worth every minute of every hour. This is going to be on my record as well. Walt Wilkins sang the harmony on this on my record. Speaking of people that changed the way I write. It's called Dad's Garage and Mama's Kitchen. one bare light bulb hanging from the rafters, the smell of motor oil, sawdust and sweat, hot rod engines, hammers and wrenches, old spare parts and spare time well spent. But it's 6 o'clock and not a minute after, and supper's ready, call come through the back door screen. Baby's crying, the sizzle of something frying, and grandma's chiming if we had some company. From dad's garage to mama's kitchen, might have been just a couple steps apart. You couldn't find two worlds more different than that short walk across the yard. But between carburetors and casseroles, broken hearts and fishing poles, there was always something needed fixing. In Dad's garage, in Mama's kitchen, just an old pine workbench, an old oak dinner table, where we talk pickups, pot roast, politics, and Jesus. Most of our problems back then we could solve them with some grit, a little grace, and a lot of grace. From Dad's garage to Mama's kitchen, might have been just a couple steps apart. You couldn't find two worlds more different than that short walk across the yard. But between carburetors and casseroles, broken hearts and fishing poles, there was always something needed fixing. In Dad's garage and Mama's kitchen, between carburetors and casseroles, broken hearts and fishing poles, there was always something needed fixing. There was always someone there to listen, to pass the 5/8 and pass the chicken. In Dad's garage, in Mama's kitchen, thank you very much.
So I got this in Latin. We each get a last one. Is that what we're doing?
Uh-huh. You're going to play... Is this your last one?
No, I was going to.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
good.
no, I was looking
You
for
have two.
David Card actually. Is
Yeah,
he
you
still
have
in
two.
here? David.
Elvis has left the building.
Okay, well,
Hey,
Well-
speaking of David Card, let's remind him again to please hit that tip jar
yes.
and support this iconic venue, this national treasure.
Well, I was going to do a song that is his favorite, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is his live stream in his pub. And he used to be, was he a Marine? He was in the service.
And this is kind of the song that brought you and I together as friends and songwriters.
It is. Scott was running a little contest here in Dallas, and I think he was trying to get songwriters to come out of the woodwork. I knew who he was, and I knew I was going to Nashville. I knew he was going to Nashville. Actually, my husband and I came to see you one time at Memphis when you were playing a little songwriter
that's
show
right.
there
That's
a
right.
long time ago. So he was on my radar, and I thought, I'm going to join that little contest and just get to know him. And that was in 2010.
You won.
Yeah, I won with this song, and I've had quite a journey with this song. Based on a true story. I stood in line beside a soldier at the airport ticket counter. We were catching flights in Tennessee. We made a little easy conversation. I asked his destination, another tour of duty in the Middle East. Then he asked me where I was headed to. When I answered home, he just said, lucky you. And I thought, lucky me. He's right, I sleep in my own bed at night. I've got everything I need and more, all that he gave up to wear that uniform. Lucky me, while he fights a war, I live the life he's fighting for. He is the brave, I am the free. Lucky me. I stood there silent, and all I heard, echoing from his two words, were all the things he didn't say. That he's lonely and scared, battle-scarred, family back home praying hard. He never knows if he'll see another day. But he held up his head and looked me in the eye. And right there in those two words, I could hear a soldier's pride. And I thought, lucky me, he's right. I sleep in my own bed at night. I've got everything I need and more, all that he gave up to wear that uniform. Lucky me, while he fights a war, I live the life he's fighting for. He is the brave, I am the free. Lucky me. I tried to thank him before we parted ways, but the best I could do was the tear rolling down my face. Lucky me, that's right. Freedom comes at a heavy price. We don't all pay our equal share or know what it's like over there. Lucky us, the ones at home while others go to the battle zones. They are the brave, we are the free. Lucky you, lucky me. Lucky you, lucky me.
Come on. I'm going to close my part of the evening with this song I wrote with Barrett Baber and Terry Joe Box. I've been writing with Terry Joe Box since 2006, probably. We've written hundreds of songs. But this particular day, Barrett Baber was scheduled to join us, and this is the first song I had ever written with Barrett Baber. It might be the best first day song I've ever been a part of, as far as first time you write with somebody. Barrett Baber was on The Voice several years back. He wrote Cody Johnson's last single, Nothing on You. Any Cody Johnson fans out there? And he is a singing fool, Barrett is, and Cody. And he's a songwriting fool, and he's a good dude. His dad preached at a church in Arkansas for 15 years while he was growing up. And Barrett was on tour after The Voice, played some big shows down there on a weekend, and was driving back on a Sunday. And they came around the corner, as Barrett tells the story, they came around the corner in the bus, and his tour manager's driving, and off in the distance he sees the steeple of that church where his dad preached. And he tells his tour manager, he goes, man, the only thing that's been in that church more than me is that old piano. And if they ever sell it, I'm going to buy it. And that was Sunday afternoon, driving back from Arkansas to Nashville. And Monday morning was his appointment with Terry Joe and me. And he came in, he said he wanted to write a song about that piano, all the things it played for funerals and baptisms and weddings. One of the cool details about this song to me that always gets me about it, that I don't talk about a lot, is that we put that song, It Is Well With My Soul, in here. And it was right after I had heard the story of the guy that wrote the song. And the guy had lost his whole family, and a ship had sank or something in the Atlantic, right? And it was right after that he wrote this song, It Is Well With My Soul. And so that line to me is not just a cool line in an old hymn. It catches me every time. It's called Piano for Sale. Piano for sale, best offer, printed underneath the weekly prayer list. It's my first time back in this church in forever, but I'll take it no matter how much that is. It's just a beat up, upright old banger, made of maple and brown sugar pine. But there's pieces of me in those ivory keys, and every song that's ever changed my life, 'cause it played Yes, Jesus Loves Me when I learned I could sing, just as I am on the day I believe. Oh, here comes a bride when she walked down to me. It is well with my soul when we let mama go. Piano for sale. Soul. You never told anybody about all those nights when I'd sneak in and play honky-tonk songs for all my white guys and empty church confessions. So load it up, I'm taking it all home, 'cause he played Yes, Jesus Loves Me when I didn't feel love, just as I am when I wasn't good enough. Oh, here comes a bride, the best day of my life. It is well my soul. When we let mama go, he ain't on for sale. So it is well with my soul. Oh, and sing me back home. Piano for sale. Sold. So yeah, so so there's another pause for dramatic effect. Did you notice that? I don't know that I've ever messed up the words to that song. Once again, while she's tuning, and before we wrap it up, please hit that virtual tip jar, that PayPal, and that Venmo for Poor David's. He appreciates it very much. We appreciate it very much. We'd like to thank our practically family friends who came down and hung out with us tonight.
Carlos, thank you so much.
Oh yes, Carlos.
Warren, thank you for doing video tonight.
Yes,
man.
Warren.
Can't wait to get home and watch it later. Facebook people, anybody tuning in, thank you for spending some time with us. And of course to our very little sparse crowd of bandits in here with us, thank you for being here. I'm going to do something brand new. Again, I wrote this with Ryan Larkins too. Sometimes on Facebook we post stories about something that happened in a day, and I posted a story a few months ago. I think it was, I don't know, January, February, March, somewhere in there. The months are running together, and I was on my way to get some labs drawn, and there was a lady in the parking lot, and it was raining, and she was trying to get a wheelchair out of her trunk. And I'm going to let the song tell you the story. But I posted about this story, and I said something like, I want to be like that old lady when I grow up. And everybody, of course, says, you need to write a song. There's a song in that, which they say about just about everything that we post. This time it was true. And I already knew it. So I took the idea into Ryan Larkins, and we wrote this. So it's another one I've never played live before. Happy to debut it for you. I passed an old woman in the parking lot, trying to lift a wheelchair from her trunk. Her husband waiting in the front seat. I was in a hurry, but I stopped to help her 'cause the wheels were stuck. It was pouring down rain as I walked away, but she called out, thank you, hon. You were a touch of Jesus to me today. I guess you don't have to feed 5,000 people. You don't have to make a blind man see. Just do what you can with what you got, 'cause you never know who needs it. And it don't take a lot to be a little touch of Jesus. Just break breaking the bread and pouring the wine, never stooping down for a stone to throw, calming a storm, catching some fish, reaching out to the one lost and alone. It's plain to see in the Bible that I read. He says, whatever you do for the least of these, you do for me. I guess you don't have to feed 5,000 people. You don't have to make a blind man see. Just do what you can with what you got, 'cause you never know who needs it, and it don't take a lot to be a little touch of Jesus, a little touch of Jesus. I guess I don't have to feed 5,000 hungry people. I don't have to make a blind man see. I just do what I can with what I got, 'cause I'll never know who needs it, and it don't take a lot to be it. A little touch of Jesus, a little touch of Jesus.
Helene Cronin, y'all. That
Thank
just
y'all.
pisses me off. It's so good. Golly.
David, is that you down there?
So great.
Thank you so much for this night,
Thank you
for
very
hosting
much.
us. Y'all hit those tip buttons at the bottom, scrolling at the screen.
Yeah.
Donate to the cause of Poor David's Pub. Someday we'll call it Rich Man's.
Golly.
Hey, how about y'all standing up, taking a bow? Take a bow. That was mighty fine show. So there you have it. Scott Shawn White and Helene Cronin, two great songwriters, live from Port David's Pub, live streaming.
Yes.
Join us on Saturday night for Shake Russell. If you enjoyed this show, please donate to one of the three options. David at PoorDavidsPub.com, PayPal. Venmo is David Dash card dash 12. Thank you very much.
There's 12 of you.
Yeah.
It's a dramatic pause.
Or send a check. Mail us a check. You know, we'll take. We're not proud. We'll take it any way we can get it. So thank you all very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you real soon. Bye now.
Thank you, David.
Thanks. Well, the real reason that David named the green room after me was because I've been bitching about it longer than anybody. He used to have this little closet over at the other joint for a dressing room.